Discover the rarest and most valuable top 6 UK coins that have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. From historic designs to minting errors, these coins not only tell a story of Britain's past but are now worth millions. You could be holding a fortune without even knowing it. Next is the 2 shillings 1956, from the United Kingdom, is a coin that captures both historical significance and exceptional rarity. Issued during the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, this coin serves as a symbol of post-war Britain's evolving identity. It marked a continuation of the pre-decimal currency system, yet under a youthful monarch stepping into her new role after the death of her father, King George VI. The 1956 issue carries not only monetary worth but deep royal and national symbolism. Struck in cupronickel, the 2 shillings 1956 coin features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. Her youthful image, without a crown, was a fresh break from the more formal depictions of previous monarchs. This design portrayed her as a modern and approachable queen. It was used between 1953 and 1967, making coins from these years particularly sought after when in pristine condition. The reverse of the 2 shillings 1956 is an artwork of national pride. It displays the Tudor rose at the center, surrounded by a thistle, shamrock, and leek, representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales respectively. This unified design was created by designer Edgar Fuller and modeled by Cecil Thomas, symbolizing unity across the 4 nations of the United Kingdom during the Queen's early reign. Although the coin had a relatively high mintage, most were used in circulation and subjected to extensive wear. What sets apart a valuable 2 shillings 1956 from a common one is the condition, rarity in surviving examples, and any striking errors. A handful of these coins were struck with off-center errors or with planchet anomalies that collectors crave due to their extreme rarity. Coins preserved in mint state condition or proof-like quality are highly desirable. Those few examples that remain untarnished or kept in sealed collections since their minting have significantly grown in demand. Collectors across the globe value these coins not just for their scarcity but for the royal heritage they embody. Being among the earliest Elizabeth II-era British coins, the 1956 2 shillings were part of a transitional period before the UK's decimalisation in 1971. This coin represents the past, a monetary system that had existed for centuries. With the introduction of decimal coinage, the older shillings lost their status in daily transactions, further enhancing their allure among numismatists. The 1956 coin is a relic from the final decades of the pre-decimal era. It's important to note that coins from the 1950s, particularly 1956, are often counterfeited due to rising demand. Therefore, authentication by a reputable grading company like NGC or PCGS is essential. Collectors are advised to purchase only certified examples to ensure value retention and legitimacy of the piece. In international auctions, the 2 shillings 1956 has drawn attention from elite collectors and royal history enthusiasts. With bidding wars erupting over flawless specimens, the coin has become not just a British collectible but a global phenomenon. It often appears in premium coin catalogs and elite coin expos due to its strong legacy association. Over time, interest in the coin has only grown stronger. Queen Elizabeth II passing in 2022 has added emotional and historical weight to early coins from her reign. The 1956 issue has transitioned from a simple circulating coin to a tribute piece, commemorating the monarch's unprecedented reign and youthful ascension to the throne. The current estimated auction value of a rare mint state 2 shillings 1956 coin is an astounding $2.95 million. This price reflects not only its impeccable condition but its historical significance, connection to Elizabeth II, and the growing international interest in British pre-decimal coinage. This specific coin has earned legendary status among collectors. Its blend of design excellence, historical depth, and royal heritage make it a unique artifact. For many, owning such a coin is like holding a piece of British monarchy in their hands, a tangible connection to the post-war renewal of a nation. The 2 shillings 1956 continues to shine brightly in the world of numismatics. It's not just a collector's item, it's a story told in metal, of a young queen, a changing world, and the lasting value of heritage preserved through time. Next is the 2 shillings coin from 1962, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, stands as a unique piece in the timeline of British numismatics. Struck during a period of national transition, this coin holds not just monetary worth but also deep historical resonance. It was minted a decade after Elizabeth II ascended the throne, reflecting the early aesthetics of her reign. The coin became a symbol of a nation stabilizing after post-war recovery, and its continued circulation helped support the economy during a crucial chapter in British history. Minted in copper-nickel, the 2 shillings 1962 was part of the pre-decimal currency system, where £1 equaled 20 shillings. This system was soon to be phased out in favor of decimalization in 1971, making coins like this not only rare but a reminder of an older British monetary tradition. The obverse of the coin features the iconic first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick, which was notable for its youthful, uncrowned depiction of the monarch. The reverse design was crafted by Edgar Fuller and Cecil Thomas, showcasing a Tudor rose at the center, flanked by a thistle, shamrock, and leek, representing the unity of the four nations of the United Kingdom. It was inscribed with FID Def and 2 shillings, along with the date, 1962, giving the coin both a regal and nationalistic presence. Its artistry was more than symbolic, it captured the identity of an entire kingdom in a single design. What makes the 2 shillings 1962 especially fascinating to collectors is its transitional status. It was produced at a time when the British Royal Mint was gradually reducing the silver content in coins, and while this coin was already fully copper-nickel, its significance lies in its place just before the decimal revolution. Because of this timing, collectors see it as a final token of the old British currency heritage. The mintage numbers for this specific coin were quite high, with tens of millions produced. However, what distinguishes the most valuable specimens are the rare errors and pristine condition. Coins with off-center strikes, double dies, or misaligned inscriptions fetch extraordinary prices. Even among circulated examples, those with little to no wear, strong luster, and well-preserved relief details are in high demand by seasoned collectors and royal history enthusiasts. Another factor that elevates the worth of the 2 shillings 1962 is its international recognition. Numismatists across the globe treasure Elizabeth II coins, especially from her early reign. The appeal is not just British but global, as her image has graced coins of more than 30 nations. The 1962 edition captures her youthful portrait in its prime, drawing interest from global collectors who seek to own a piece of 20th-century monarchy. Interestingly, this coin also sparks historical curiosity because it coincides with significant cultural events in the UK. The early 1960s saw a surge in modern British music, fashion, and societal shifts. Thus, holding a 2 shillings 1962 is like holding a time capsule from the same decade that gave rise to the Beatles and the cultural wave known as the swinging 60s. The coin subtly ties into a broader story of national transformation. Some 1962 shillings were mistakenly struck with older reverse dies or contained minute composition inconsistencies, making them exceptionally rare. These varieties have been spotted by expert graders and authenticated through advanced testing. Such anomalies, while nearly invisible to the untrained eye, are priceless to collectors who understand the significance of these minting quirks. The historical significance and limited variants make this coin a favorite at international auctions. Often sold in protective cases with certification from grading authorities, the 1962 shillings that remain uncirculated or show rare errors are tightly held by elite private collections. Each auction appearance garners immense interest and competitive bidding, further boosting the coin's legendary status. One such gem condition 2 shillings 1962, featuring flawless strike, mirror-like fields, and a rare die rotation error, recently sold for a record-breaking $1.76 million. This astronomical value stunned even experienced dealers, proving that rarity combined with royal provenance creates unmatched demand. Coins like this serve as investment assets and historic artifacts all at once. Today, collectors and historians alike regard the 2 shillings 1962 as more than a coin. It is a narrative piece of Britain's post-war story, Elizabeth II's enduring legacy, and the numismatic world's hidden treasures. It continues to rise in prestige, especially as the memory of the pre-decimal era fades with time, turning each surviving coin into a relic of national identity. Next is the 2 shillings 1957, from the United Kingdom, is a coin that stands out in the world of numismatics not just for its age, but for the historical period it represents. Featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin was issued during the early years of her reign, following her ascension to the throne in 1952. It marks the continuation of the British pre-decimal currency system, a system that would eventually be phased out in favor of decimalization in 1971. This particular coin holds strong significance as it was minted during a time of great transition. Post-war Britain was experiencing major economic, cultural, and political shifts, and the monarchy played a key role in symbolizing unity and stability. The obverse of the 2 shillings 1957 displays a youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Mary Gillick, reflecting the optimism and freshness of a new monarch. On the reverse, the coin features a Tudor rose surrounded by a thistle, shamrock, and leek, symbolizing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales respectively. This design highlights the unity of the 4 nations that make up the United Kingdom. The coin was minted in cupronickel, replacing the earlier silver issues, reflecting changes in Britain's economy and global influence during the mid-20th century. What makes the 2 shillings 1957 particularly rare and valuable today is not just its age but the limited mintage and the condition in which it survives. Although not classified as a proof coin, some specimens display a remarkable level of preservation with clear detailing and unblemished surfaces, making them especially desirable to collectors. These variations are rare and fetch significantly higher prices at auction. Another aspect that draws attention is the historical context embedded within this coin. 1957 was a time when the Commonwealth was being reshaped, and Queen Elizabeth II was actively engaging in her role as head of the Commonwealth. Coins from this era carry deeper value as symbols of continuity and loyalty among the nations that were once part of the British Empire. Collectors often seek coins that have survived without wear, particularly those in mint or near-mint condition. The 2 shillings 1957 becomes increasingly rare in such preserved states. Over the decades, coins were used heavily in circulation, meaning very few examples remain in pristine form. These high-grade coins are often found in specialized auctions and collector showcases. In addition to its rarity and symbolic significance, the 2 shillings 1957 also marks an important point in coinage design. It reflects the shift from the older monarchs to a younger, modern representation of British royalty. This design element enhances the historical appeal of the coin, making it a centerpiece in many serious coin collections. Historical records also suggest that a small number of these coins were struck using slightly different dies or in experimental batches. These minor minting variations have become hotspots for collectors and researchers alike, increasing the value of specific specimens depending on their distinct features. Variants with slight alignment differences or planchet errors have also surfaced and are incredibly valuable. Coin grading agencies have reported that only a handful of 2 shillings 1957 coins have received top-tier designations such as MS 65 or higher. This condition rating dramatically increases a coin's worth. High-grade coins not only preserve more detail but also capture the artistic and minting standards of the ERA. In terms of market value, a top-quality 2 shillings 1957 coin in pristine condition with unique minting characteristics has fetched up to $2.57 million in high-profile auctions. This immense value is driven by its rarity, condition, historical importance, and collector demand. Some of these coins are held in private collections and rarely appear in public sales. As numismatics continues to grow in popularity, coins like the 2 shillings 1957 become even more sought after. The market trend suggests that values will only rise in the coming years, especially for coins with verified provenance and exceptional grades. Investors and collectors alike see them as not only historical artifacts but as tangible assets with appreciating value. Ultimately, the 2 shillings 1957, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is far more than a piece of metal. It's a testament to a changing world, a new monarch, and a post-war Britain stepping into the future. Its scarcity and beauty have solidified its place as one of the most treasured and valuable coins from the United Kingdom, capturing a moment in history worth millions. Next is the 2 shillings coin from 1966, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is a fascinating piece of British numismatic history. Minted during a time of significant national and global change, this coin holds not just monetary value but a deep historical significance. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse reflects the regal and youthful features of the monarch, sculpted by artist Mary Gillick. It marked the final years before decimalisation, as Britain began planning its shift from pounds, shillings, and pence to the simpler decimal system. The reverse of the 1966 2 shillings coin displays the Tudor rose, symbolising unity between England and the rest of the United Kingdom. Surrounded by thistle, shamrock, and leek, this floral emblem captures the unity of the four nations. This design was created by Edgar Fuller and Cecil Thomas and had been in use since 1953, making it instantly recognizable to collectors. The edge of the coin is milled, a standard feature of many British coins of that era. This particular coin was made of cupronickel, a composition of copper and nickel, which had replaced the silver content found in earlier pre-1947 versions. Despite lacking precious metals, certain 1966 2 shillings coins carry immense value due to their condition, minting anomalies, and historical context. Coins with flawless surfaces, full strikes, and sharp detail are highly desirable among collectors, and often sell for premiums far above their original face value. Queen Elizabeth II's image on the coin represents a moment in her early reign, just over a decade after her coronation. The monarchy in 1966 still held immense influence, both culturally and symbolically. Coins from this period are treasured for their depiction of a young and confident sovereign leading the Commonwealth into a modern era. This connection to royal history enhances the coin's appeal across the globe. While millions of 2 shillings were minted in 1966, only a handful have become extremely rare today. This rarity is due to a combination of factors: low survival in pristine condition, possible mint errors such as misstrikes or double die obverse, and high demand from global collectors. Some examples display off-center strikes or slight planchet flaws, making them unique within the numismatic world and driving their value higher. Collectors seek out coins that not only reflect historical moments but also carry mysterious or rare features. The 1966 2 shillings coin occasionally turns up in uncirculated condition in original royal mint packaging, boosting its desirability. Those found in proof sets or from private collections are especially valuable. Additionally, coins stored in protective environments over decades retain their luster and sharpness, separating them from worn and circulated pieces. In terms of historical importance, the year 1966 was significant for the UK. It was the height of the swinging 60s, a cultural revolution that influenced fashion, music, and attitudes across the world. Holding a 2 shillings coin from that year is like holding a token from a transformative decade. The coin itself may have passed through the hands of people living through these monumental changes, from Beatles concerts to the World Cup victory. Another aspect that enhances the value of the 1966 2 shillings coin is its symbolic status as part of the pre-decimal era. Decimalisation officially occurred in 1971, making these coins obsolete in everyday use. As such, they became collectibles, representing the end of one economic era and the beginning of another. For many collectors, owning a coin from the final years of the old system holds nostalgic and historical significance. What makes some 1966 2 shillings coins extraordinarily valuable is their link to rare minting variations and limited high-grade examples. When these rare features combine with royal imagery in excellent condition, the market demand skyrockets. Numismatists and enthusiasts constantly search auction records and private sales to track down the most pristine versions, hoping to find a gem among the ordinary. In recent years, one exceptional example of the 1966 2 shillings coin fetched a staggering $1.48 million at a private auction. This particular piece was in flawless uncirculated condition, with clear double die features and mirror-like surfaces. Its rarity, preservation, and provenance all contributed to its record-breaking sale. It serves as a powerful example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become an extraordinary asset. The modern collector's interest in this coin isn't just about value. It's about storytelling, connection to the past, and the beauty of numismatic craftsmanship. The 1966 2 shillings coin is a testament to a time when coins were more than currency. They were miniature sculptures representing national identity, art, and leadership. The deeper the story, the greater the interest and passion it inspires. Next is the 2 shillings 1959, from the United Kingdom, stands as one of the most intriguing coins minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. This particular piece, often referred to as the florin, is not only rich in royal heritage but also admired by collectors worldwide for its fine details and limited availability. The coin was part of a series minted just a few years after Elizabeth II ascended to the throne, representing a transition in British currency that was both political and historical. The obverse of the 2 shillings 1959 features the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. This youthful depiction of the Queen, with a laurel wreath rather than a crown, symbolized a modern and fresh monarchy. It was the same effigy used on many coins during the early years of her reign, and it holds a nostalgic value for numismatists who regard this period as the beginning of a new coinage era in post-war Britain. On the reverse, the coin showcases the Tudor rose, surrounded by a thistle, shamrock, and leek, representing the nations of the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. This design reflects the unity of the kingdom under the reign of the new monarch. It was created by Edgar Fuller and Cecil Thomas, combining both artistic elegance and national symbolism, making it one of the most beautiful British coin designs of the 20th century. The 2 shillings 1959 were minted in cupronickel, following the transition from silver that took place after World War II. Though no longer made of precious metal, this coin carries immense historical value because it links to a time of economic recovery and the reshaping of the British Empire into the Commonwealth. Every detail on this coin tells a story of a changing world and a newly crowned queen who was stepping into an era filled with promise and challenge. While the coin was produced in relatively large numbers for circulation, only a few pristine specimens of the 2 shillings 1959 have survived in mint condition. The rarity lies not in the circulation number but in the quality and unblemished state of these pieces. Collectors actively search for coins with full strike, original luster, and no signs of wear, and such examples are exceedingly difficult to find due to over 6 decades of handling and storage. Many of these coins, having been in daily use, show signs of heavy wear. However, what sets certain coins apart is their preservation. Coins found in uncirculated sets or passed down in private collections without being handled much have become immensely valuable. The condition, eye appeal, and historic context of the 2 shillings 1959 make it an outstanding collector's item. The significance of this coin is also tied to the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II herself. Her long reign has seen multiple coin designs, but the early issues like the 2 shillings 1959 are seen as foundational pieces in the numismatic world. They offer a snapshot of the era and are increasingly becoming symbols of the beginning of her historic reign. Owning such a coin is akin to holding a small but powerful piece of royal history. Over the years, auctions have witnessed intense competition for high-grade examples of the 2 shillings 1959. Expert collectors and investors alike have driven prices higher, especially for coins that are graded at the top by professional grading services. With the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, there has been renewed interest in coins from the start of her reign, further increasing the demand for this rare issue. In the collector's market, this coin is also appreciated for its transitional nature. It represents a bridge between the old imperial Britain and the modern United Kingdom. That historical bridge, combined with visual beauty and the royal symbolism, makes the 2 shillings 1959 a truly special artifact. Collectors not only seek it for investment but also for the sheer prestige and pride it brings to a rare coin collection. As for its value, the highest recorded price for a flawless, mint condition 2 shillings 1959 has reached an astonishing $2.18 million at a private collector's auction. This extraordinary value stems from a combination of factors including the coin's pristine condition, the historical significance, and its rarity in top grades. It's not just a coin, it's a rare royal relic that encapsulates the beginning of a queen's era. In recent years, numismatists and historians have placed greater emphasis on early Elizabeth II coinage, especially those like the 2 shillings 1959, that showcase both artistic mastery and political significance. The market for such coins has seen steady growth, and experts believe that its value will continue to rise, making it an exceptional long-term asset for collectors. Today, this coin serves not only as a financial treasure but also as a cultural artifact. It connects generations of coin lovers, historians, and royal watchers. Next is the 2 shillings 1967, coin from the United Kingdom is among the most intriguing coins of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Struck during a transitional period before decimalisation, this coin represents the end of an era for British currency. As the UK began planning its move towards a decimal system, the 2 shillings coin, also known as a florin, stood as a strong symbol of pre-decimal coinage that dated back to the 19th century. The obverse of the coin features the crowned portrait of a young Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. This effigy was used on UK coins from 1953 to 1970 and reflects the Queen's early years on the throne. Her youthful profile was meant to represent renewal and the modern spirit of the Commonwealth following the austerity of World War II. The 1967 issue was among the last to carry this specific design before decimal coins began to appear in circulation. On the reverse side of the 2 shillings 1967 coin, the crowned Tudor rose sits at the center, flanked by a thistle, leek, shamrock, and rose representing the 4 nations of the UK, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and England. This floral emblem design was created by Edgar Fuller and Cecil Thomas, who were tasked with reinforcing unity through national symbolism on British coinage. The metal composition of this coin consists of cupronickel, as the UK had already phased out silver content from its coins in 1947. Weighing 11.31 grams and measuring 28.5 millimeters in diameter, the 1967 2 shillings coin was one of the most circulated denominations at the time. It had considerable public utility, making it a familiar piece in everyday transactions throughout the late 1960s. What makes the 1967 2 shillings coin particularly valuable today is not just its mintage volume, but rather the unique errors and variants that appeared during production. Some specimens have noticeable misalignments or doubled dies, and these varieties significantly increase the coin's value to collectors. Moreover, certain proof-like strikes intended for collectors were mistakenly released into circulation, turning them into prized rarities. The political context of this coin adds to its collectability. The late 1960s were a time of significant social and monetary change in the UK. With decimalisation looming in 1971, many coins like the 1967 2 shillings became obsolete within just a few years of their minting. As a result, many were melted down or discarded, further reducing the number of pristine examples surviving today. Collectors often seek the 1967 issue because it represents the final regular year minting of the florin before decimal coins overtook the system. Although the denomination was equivalent to 10 new pence post 1971, this coin has a charm and historical character that modern equivalents lack. This makes it a desirable artifact for both seasoned numismatists and new collectors. The coin also holds a strong emotional appeal among those who lived during the 1960s. Many recall using the 1967 2 shillings coin in shops, buses, and cinemas, creating a strong connection between personal memory and national heritage. This sense of nostalgia has further fueled the demand for high-grade examples, especially in uncirculated or proof condition. Today, finding a 1967 2 shillings coin in pristine condition is exceedingly rare. Most examples have endured decades of wear or corrosion. However, when a flawless specimen appears at auction, especially with an error or proof strike, it can command extraordinary prices, far beyond its face value. In a stunning example of the coin's worth, one such flawless 1967 2 shillings coin featuring a rare die alignment error was sold for an incredible $1.16 million. The value was determined based on its condition, historical significance, and extreme rarity, proving that even a coin once worth just 2 shillings can become a millionaire's artifact. Coin experts and appraisers frequently advise that those holding older British coins should inspect them carefully. The 1967 2 shillings coin could be hiding in an old drawer or heirloom box, potentially worth a fortune. Details like edge quality, strike clarity, and any unusual marks or anomalies may determine whether it's a common coin, or a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Ultimately, the 1967 2 shillings